Every championship player that could have a breakthrough next season. Let's get into this. Starting off with Birmingham, I've gone with Jay Stansfield. Stansfield has been key for Birmingham, including his versatility up front, playing as a striker or a winger. He's got good pace and he's always in the right place at the right time. He's a really crucial player for their future. Blackburn, I've gone with Harry Leonard. With his strong finishing and even ability to create chances, I think he'll start to feature a lot more for Blackburn in the next coming years. Bristol City, I've gone with Hayden Roberts. He joined from Brighton 2 years ago when he was 21 and he's been quite good. So now that he's fully settled in, they just missed out on playoffs last season. Why can't he be part of the team to get them over the line? Charlton up next, and I've gone with Josh Lakatabua. He's a 19-year-old currently representing Fiji under-20s. He's been in the Charlton squad since he was 17, so there's clearly something big that they see in him. And if they give him a chance, this could be his real breakthrough season. Coventry, I'm going to go with Norman Bassett. Don't get me wrong, he's already played 25 games for them last season, getting 2 goals as well, including a big one against Sheffield United. However, there's so much more potential there, and at 20 years old, if he could be a regular starter, then he can really shine in the Championship, not just at Coventry. Derby are up next, and I've decided to go with Dejuan Brown. 19 years old, got 6 goals for Maidenhead on loan and made 17 appearances for Derby in the last year. Even grabbed a goal against Hull back in October. Also got called up for Jamaica's under-23s as well, so hopefully he has a bright future ahead of him. Now we've got Hull City, and I've decided to go with Mohamed Baloumi. A 22-year-old Algerian, scored 2 goals, but he only made 10 appearances last season. I think if he gets more game time as a youngster, I think he could make a name for himself in the east of Yorkshire. Ipswich are up next. Now you could say Amari Hutchinson, but he's already proved to Ipswich how good he is, getting 13 goals for them. So if the rumours about him leaving are true, then I'll go with Ali Al-Hamadi. He made 15 appearances for Stoke last season, and hopefully Ipswich can put some faith in him leading the line, then it could be his chance this season. Leicester City have got some really exciting players, one of them being Jeremy Mongo, who is already wanted by quite a few European clubs. However, I think it's a bit early to throw in a 15-year-old this early, so I'll go with Olablade Aluko, an 18-year-old right back who can also operate as a centre back, and January signing Woyal Koulibaly, who seems out of the picture already. Why not give Aluko a start? Middlesbrough, I've gone with Hayden Hackney. Now, he's already broke into the first team, making 86 appearances, including some England under-21 appearances as well. However, he's starting to develop really well as a player, and there's still a lot more potential there. So at 22 years old, I think this could be the season where he really makes a name for himself. Millwall up next, and they've just signed an exciting talent called Zach Lovelace from Rangers. However, it's too early to throw him in the mix at 19 years old. So I'll say Adomo Abraham. He's already made 46 appearances for the club and he's only 21 years old. He's also represented Ireland at youth level, so hopefully he can start to prove his worth next season. Norwich City are up next, and I've decided to go with Tony Springett. Made 13 appearances for the Canaries already. He's nearly 23 years old, so after 2 loan spells in League One, hopefully he's started to develop and mature in the Championship, as well as representing Ireland at youth level. Now we move on to Oxford, and I've decided to go with Tyler Goodrum. He's been in the first team since he was 17, and after a few loan spells at the age of 21, he seems ready to be a key player for Oxford next season after making 41 appearances last year. He's going to be a key player for their future plans. Portsmouth are up next, and I've decided to go with Thomas Waddingham. He's representing Australia at youth level. He bagged 11 goals for Brisbane, and since coming into Portsmouth, he's only played 5 games, but he's already got a goal to his tally. And so the fact that he's only 20 years old, I think Portsmouth fans should be really excited to have a player like Thomas next season. Preston are up next, and I've decided to go with Kit Nelson, only 20 years of age. He scored 4 goals for Cork City in the Irish League last season, so let's hope he could bring some of that to the Championship to battle for the centre mid spot. Now we move on to QPR, and I'm going to go with Ryan Colley. He's a 20-year-old with quite a lot of potential. He scored 4 goals for QPR already, and he scored 3 goals in 5 games for Algeria's under-20s. So if QPR can give him a chance, they could actually have a player with a bright future on their hands, and I think he could possibly go to the Premier League. QPR up next, and I'm going to go with Ryan Colley. He's a 20-year-old with quite a lot of potential. He scored 20 goals for QPR already, and he scored 3 goals in 5 games for Algeria's under-20s. So if QPR can give him a chance, then they could actually have a player with a bright future on their hands, and he could possibly go to the Premier League. Now we've got Southampton, and I've decided to go with Tyler Dibbling. He's already made 34 appearances for them since 2023. However, at the age of 19, I think it's time for him to shine this season. Already playing for England under 21s, I think this could be a huge chance to break through this season, and maybe the big boys in the Prem could come knocking next summer. Sheffield United up next, and I've decided to go with Andre Brooks. Not far from being a regular after playing 25 league games last season. Getting 4 goals and just 21 years old, I think he could actually be a bright talent for Sheffield United, especially if they want promotion. It'll be great to see him play regularly next season. Sheffield Wednesday now, and Bailey Kadamatri's versatility between the attack could be valuable for Sheffield Wednesday next season. He's shown promise in his goal scoring ability, has a good work rate, and at 20 years of age, scoring 5 goals for Lincoln last season, it's looking bright for the Sheffield Wednesday attack. Sheffield Wednesday now, and Bailey Kadamatri's versatility between the attack could be valuable for Sheffield Wednesday next season. He's shown promise in his goal scoring ability, has a good work rate, and at 20 years of age, scoring 5 goals for Lincoln last season, it's looking bright for the Sheffield Wednesday attack. Now we move on to Stoke, and Nathan Lowe scoring 15 goals even in League 2 for a 19-year-old is incredible. 6 assists, has also showed the creativity with his passing, and he's also been representing England under 19s. I think he could really make an impact for Stoke next season. Now we've got Swansea, and I've decided to go with Ben Lloyd. He's got good technical skills, some promising qualities, a decent work rate, and he's got potential to be a valuable player for Swansea. I think he needs to improve his decision making in the final third, but that should come with experience. And now we move on to my team, Watford, and I've got Rocco Vata. To be fair, there could have been Ryan Andrews, who is so good going forward, maybe needs work defensively, but Rocco Vata is so good and so mature for a 19-year-old. Such a skillful player, and if you want him to score from 50 yards out against a Premier League side, he'll go and do it. Having the intelligence for his age, I'm so proud to call him a Watford player, and I'm so excited to see his potential in the future. Now we move on to West Brom, and Tom Fellows. From 2021 up until 2024, he had 4 goals for the club. However, last year he did that in a season. A massive improvement, and with the confidence he must have at only 21 as well, I'm so intrigued to see what he can show us next season. A really exciting prospect West Brom have to maybe finally get them to the playoffs after being so close for a while now. Last but not least, we've got Wrexham. I'm going to say Max Cleworth. He'll be 23 when the season starts, so he's starting to become an age where he'll be mature. He's scored 8 goals for them already, so if he could really break into the team, I think he could have a really good season for them. So, that's one player who I think will have a breakthrough season for every club in the Championship. I'm really intrigued to see what you lot think in the comments below. Drop a like if you did enjoy, subscribe, turn on those post notifications. I'll see you next week.